While on my trip to America, I found myself among the Imperial Legion.
So the Imperial Legion is a performance martial art based off of the original Star Wars films and the prequel trilogy films. We worked together to design a system of theatrical combat with the martial art aspect of karate, aikido, more formed style of martial arts. Then we bring that to a average person, turn them into a duelist, and then have them perform in front of others and use our own little roleplay RP system that we have set up. Right? So wrestling, judo, sweep. None of what we do is choreographed. We've messed around with choreographs in the past, and it doesn't have the same fire, the same type of push that you get out of going out there with knowing what you're doing and just moving and relying on that instinct of what we do. It does cause a little bit of that unpolished look, but we think that unpolished look is great. But it brings that performance look that you don't get from watching more kendo style fights that a lot of people do with like West Coast dueling for lightsabers. So the general process of training that we bring here is you come and you join, you show interest, right? We give you a faction test, which winds up being a little more like a personality test. You wind up into a faction, which would be Jedi or Sith, and then one of the 4 classes that we've designed on each side. Very similar to an RPG style game. Every class has its own style of operating, its own style of fighting, and its own unique force powers to itself.
You stab somebody in the back one time and they never get over it. Never start parenthood with a kidnapping. All right? It never goes the way that you think it's going to. The different houses that we end up having, they all have their own unique cultures and ideas. We have the Wrath Dynasty, whose their sigil is the Phoenix, and they are very much about regality, imperialist majesty, that kind of thing. If you are a Markov, their sigil is the Owl. They like to be more easygoing, fun. They're not necessarily worried about being the best there is. They're just here to be together as a community. It's one of my favorite things about killing them. And then you have the Pendragons. Theirs is the Griffin. They are the more militant, strong, good guys kind of feel. If there's somebody being oppressed, you have a Pendragon trying to do something about it. The Sith side, we have the Tengoku, whose sigil is the fox, and they are more focused on profit and on clever and being cunning. You have the Stargazers, who are the dragons. They are the militant, honor, strong, we use this red blade to do good things, whatever, right? And then, of course, you have me in the House Shakar, the Jackal. We like to, we don't try to pretend to be noble. We don't try to pretend to be kind or driven by something tragic in our backstories. We may have tragedy in our backstories, but that's just what makes it more fun. We like to be able to operate on that kind of level, and we're the bad guys, so we like to win a lot. Fortunately, some of the other Sith families have a different perspective. They prefer to be dark, tortured anti-heroes whose mommy and daddy didn't love them enough, and that's why they went bad.
All right, okay. We all know if you start talking, you're never going to stop. Ready up.
And yet people still keep trying to talk to me.
This story mostly unfolds through their showcases, where they roleplay why they're fighting, why they're there, who they're fighting for, their goals, their morals, and really live their characters. You can watch these showcases on their Facebook. I know they've got a backlog of them on their Facebook page, and they're still going live now with new showcases, so make sure to follow them on Facebook to get notified when they're going live next. What I personally found particularly cool about this group was the whole fighting style. The roleplay aspect I could get into, but of course I'm not living there. I'm in Iceland, so it's going to be hard for me to commit to that. But for the short time that I was there, getting to fight these people was so much fun. Because I've had duels, we've all had duels where you just bash each other and it's just like first person to hit the other one wins. And they're fun. Personally though, I really, really like the roleplay aspect of the fighting that they bring into it. And not the talking, but the whole form thing. I've already taught one of these forms. It's the Sheet Show tutorial. It's right here if you want to learn it. And that's based on the Imperial Legion's Sheet Show. And all the forms that I'm going to be teaching in the future, it's all based on the Imperial Legion. These guys really made a super duper fun system of showy fighting. And I think what's particularly cool about this group and why I really wish I could be there is I think it'd be really cool because when you go in, you start your journey as a nobody, basically. You are a Padawan. You have to master Sheet Show, and then you move your way up. Go through all the forms of your group. If you're Jedi or Sith, it varies. Some are Sith forms, some are Jedi forms. But you move the way through while you find your style, find what style suits you best, and then, you might go Jarkai, dual wielding, or double-bladed saber, or you're allowed to mix it later on when you become a master, I believe. Like, the whole roleplay aspect is so intriguing and fun to me. And if it is to you and you're in the Kentucky area, go check them out. But getting to fight them is so much fun because it's not about winning. It's not about the winning, it's about the showmanship. And as someone who likes the showmanship of lightsabers, it's really fun. Like, don't get me wrong, you want to win, you want to hit the other person, but just having the restriction of doing it within your form just adds that extra level of coolness and fun to it, and I really, really love doing it.
How did you miss?
We do have one requirement that is you be a 16-year-old at minimum.
Okay.
We don't need to be dealing with people who can't, legally decide their own. But no, yeah, anybody can come down, any body type, any gender. We are non-discriminatory across the board. We welcome anybody with open arms. We have many members who say that this group is what changed their lives and brought it back around from something that was dark.
Came with a bunch of friends to watch, kind of just got thrown into it. And then basically a good atmosphere, and I've made a lot of friends since I'm antisocial.
Just getting a chance to actually swing sabers at somebody other than not so compliant family members.
A lot of my friends are here and it's really fun. It gets me out of the house, it actually gives me exercise without it being real exercise.
What makes you keep coming back every week and what makes it special to you?
The people here. I've made lifelong friends and they are the nicest people that I know.
The thing about this group makes it so unique than to a lot of other lightsaber organizations is we try to foster an environment that accepts anybody. It can make anybody look good. Like I said earlier, a lot of lightsaber organizations have a big focus on more a heavy combat-oriented focus, and we really wanted to bring that on-screen flair to what we do here. We do that not only in how they swing the blade, but how they act. They become actors of their own. And so what we do here, we really think it's very unique. But we can always be found here at the lot in Ashland, Kentucky, 1700 Winchester Ave. And then down in Moorhead, Kentucky, that branch, which practices during the winter and the spring, we can be found at Laughlin Gym, right there on the side of the Moorhead campus.
So I just want to thank the Imperial Legion for having me. I can't wait to meet you all again. Like, there are some really fun characters, and not roleplay characters, just people in that group that were a blast to hang out with. So yeah, if you're in the Kentucky area or the Moorhead area, hit them up, have some lightsaber fun. You won't regret it. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to help support me, there is a merch store in the link in the description with a bunch of cool shirts and pants and stickers. There we go. My Instagram and TikTok also in the link below, where I'm doing a lot of flow stuff and dueling, and a lot of shots from the Imperial Legion that I got of me dueling and them dueling will be on there. It's all super cool. I recommend you check it out. But I've been Stony Magnum. You have been wonderful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.